Well, how nice was it to go through arbitration and get it done easily and not have to worry about what that number is going to be or, what you're also going to do?
Yeah, it's great, to close that chapter of the off season and, come to the spring with an open and refreshed mind and just, ready to rock and roll and hit the ground running.
Working last year, once you got to the end of the year and had the second season, you were able to kind of appreciate a lot of how it went.
Yeah, for sure. In the moment, you just try to take it day by day and, look at the end of the year, hopefully things are good. But, looking back on it, I'm very pleased and, thankful and blessed that I was able to stay healthy all year and, hopefully can somewhat, get off on the right foot this year.
We talked so much to you guys who were chasing this event and the tweets and all this stuff. What's the value in doing that and then it works? And you got the year that you had. Yeah,
it's great. It just kind of reinforces it and gives you some confidence in there. And, always trying to learn and always trying to get better and, try to go back and look at things I did well and things that I didn't do well, and try to refine those in spring and get that ready for season.
There's so much unknown at the end of last season in terms of what direction these teams are going to go. And obviously, you were subject to a lot of rumors early on, but around November, it was cleared up that no one wanted to keep you. The Cardinals wanted you to stay. How happy are you to be here for 2025?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I honestly thought I wasn't going to come back this year. Honestly, kind of sad, it's just where I grew up, but super excited and thrilled to be back. Keep wearing this uniform. Grew up a fan of the Cardinals and gotten to play with some pretty incredible teammates here along the way, and hopefully we can go out there and compete and give the product to the fans this year.
Right, how much of that was on your mind like the other part of the season? I guess I had to balance that mentally, trying to, obviously rest their heart and trying to think about the future.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I was almost certain I wasn't going to come back, but try not to think about it too much, because that kind of stuff's out of my control. So just tried to, do that kind of stuff to my agent in the front office, but once it came out in November, whenever it was, kind of a little bit of breath of fresh air. I know you're not always safe 100%, so obviously things probably could still happen, but just trying to enjoy it while I'm here.
Why did you think you weren't going to come back?
Just a lot of speculation, and I think it came out whenever it was that they were wanting to kind of do a change of pace this year, and obviously with it being my last year, and never really been any talks about extensions or anything like that. So it's kind of like the writing's on the wall type thing, and I think most clubs would probably ship me out, but I think I'm thankful for them wanting to keep me here, but I think if it was another club, they would probably ship me out.
How does it work out practically? Like, you get a call from Mo at some point that says we're good here, or you just kind of do the agency?
Yeah, my agent called me and told me whenever that happened, he's like, hey, we talked to Mo, had a good conversation, he said in all likelihood he's going to keep you here, and unless there's just some offer they can't refuse, so, obviously the first 6 weeks of the off season was kind of up in the air, and, when the phone rang, thinking maybe it might be to another team, but when it rang, obviously staying here.
With a bit of a reset kind of happening in the background, you guys are still focused as a team on doing the best you can to compete. We'll talk with guys like Sonny and Brendan Donovan, and I believe that the core you guys have is one that can really thrive this year. How do you view that, especially with some of the younger guys that are maybe looking to get some opportunity to contribute this year?
Yeah, for sure. at some point in your career, everybody's got to step up, make a name for themselves, so this is a big season for all those young guys, and, myself included, and, 1 to 26, honestly, you got to come back and show it every single year. So I think there's a lot of hungry guys, younger guys, Jordan and Gorman, who probably didn't have the seasons they wanted, and, guys we all view as could be, frontline guys, and, could put up huge power numbers, and Gorman's great in defense, so all the above, and Mason was great, so I think we have the players, and we're just going to need some guys to step up.
Thinking back to times previous in your career where you were maybe still trying to kind of find your way, what can the notion of opportunity to know that, like, you're going to be the guy for this role, what can that do to instill confidence in the player?
Yeah, it's huge. I think it gives you a chance to go out there and fail, which is hard to deal with in this game, but it's also vital, to learn from that and to grow and to get better. And I think, with the direction they want to go this year and let the young guys play, I think it's great, because they need to get reps and they need to get comfortable out there, and that's the only way they're going to make that leap and make the jump and become the players they want to be.
Ryan, you were vocal that the reason why you had the season you had was Kittredge at 37 saves. Who did you see stepping into that role to do those, valuable leverage innings to get the youth?
Yeah, obviously JoJo and Kittredge, I think we're tops in the league in holds, and helped make me who I was last year and give me those opportunities. So I think, this year, obviously, that roles wide open, and going to have some guys that are going to fight for that. And I think Vernon pitched great as a rookie, and he'll have a chance to take that role. And I know O'Brien didn't pitch well, but I think he's got the stuff to really fill in that role and be a leverage guy for us.
How much did Kit and even Keenan to some extent play a role in kind of keeping that group together once we strong?
Yeah, it was great. Kit was an incredible teammate. Would love to have him back, but obviously good from the business side of things. And he's a great human and a great friend, and obviously a great competitor. We saw it every day out there, and being a veteran and playing in the playoffs and pitching high leverage moments. Kitch was great for us down there in the bullpen.
Ryan, what really would like to learn from him? I feel like he's inspired to be kind of the leader of this group moving forward.
Yeah, just try to get better every day. I think that's one thing that I try to do is make the most out of each and every day, and that's a big thing that Wayne always harped on. And the kind of career he had, and every day he was just showing up, trying to get better, and just trying to make the guys around him better. I think that's what makes great teams. And leaders today in the past, and let's go to work today.
You close a chapter having done the deal with Evergreen. Next time you have a contract, you'll be a free agent. Did you look at this off season in that market a little different? How do you view what's ahead of you this year?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, pretty surreal. I feel like when you come up, all you hear is arbitration this, arbitration that. A lot of because the average career is pretty short. In the big leagues, and to look back, I've gone through it 3 times now. This will be my 7th year in major leagues is pretty surreal. And seeing the contracts that guys are getting this year, Minter got a really good deal, I think, on the clerk too. And I think it's promising. I think teams are starting to realize how valuable having bullpen guys are. You look at the postseason and all the teams that made deep runs, their bullpens were pretty stacked. And when starters are only going 4 or 5 innings, you better have 4 or 5 guys that can cover those innings.
Sonny talked a little bit about not getting phased about what happens over the first month. But for someone like you, as you get towards July and at that trade deadline, how do you look at kind of having some clarity now, but maybe not so much towards July?
Yeah, just try to control what I can control. Honestly, I think, if I'm worried about that kind of stuff, I'm worried about the wrong things. And, while I'm here, I'm going to try to be the best teammate I can and, just help us win ball games.
You mentioned there's been no extension talks from the Cardinal side. Is that something you would be interested in, that you'd be open to, or is that something you're kind of hoping to wait until the end of the year?
Yeah, obviously I'd love to stay here, drafted and homegrown, and this is all I've ever known. But, at the same time, it's a 2-way street. If only one side wants it, it's not going to work out. And, since going through arbitration, you definitely understand the business side of things, especially after going into a room. You understand it a little more. And obviously, there's no hard feelings, and I'll always be grateful to the St. Louis Cardinals for giving me a chance and allow me to live out my dream.
Greg, you've got some teammates that are still kind of feeling their way through that process of arbitration this year. Is that something that you can kind of put a hand on the shoulder of the guys and be a guy and say, I've been through this, and maybe drop some advice?
Yeah, for sure. I already talked to a couple of them, just told them not to take it too personally, because when you're in there, it's you versus them in that moment in time, which is it's tough. Your employers telling you staying this and that, and showing why you're not worth this, and you start to question, am I really a Major League Baseball player? They make you think you're really bad, but just go in there and just take it on the chin, and when you show back up, you're ready to go.
Can you take us inside of that room? Like, what is that actual experience like as you're going through the process in arbitration?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long day. I think it's like an hour each side talks, and like 30 minutes and like 15 minutes back and forth. But yeah, it's your side versus their side. The arbiters are up there, and it's you think you're good at something, but they find a way to tell you you're not so good at it at the same time. So it's not fun going in there, but at the same time, you're fighting for what you feel like you deserve, and honestly fighting for the classes behind you in that next generation.
Ryan, I'm sure it seems like 100 years ago at this point, but you were an accomplished minor league starter. Last year we saw Jordan Hicks go to San Francisco with a chance to start. I know you're solely focused on being a reliever that you're capable of being, but do you still have dreams of being a starter maybe somewhere down the road?
I would definitely be open to it. I definitely think I could do it. I threw close to 500 innings, I think, in the minor leagues as a starter, and I don't know how many I have in the big leagues, but innings-wise, I've done it quite a bit in my life, and obviously that's been 7 years ago now since I've last really started. But I think I could definitely do it, and I've had some good mentors I could ask some questions to, and probably call a few guys that would be open to helping me figure out a routine and stuff like that if that's the way it went. But just trying to be the best I can be in the situation right now.